Harris County Attorney Vince Ryan is suing Arkema chemical plant in Crosby. KPFT News is trying to get a tally on how many entities are suing Arkema, and these are our findings. Number one, local residents who had to be evacuated from the area when toxic substances were released into the air during a controlled burn. That's number one, who's suing Arkema. Second, first responders who were exposed to the chemical release when called to the scene are also suing Arkema. And now the county. This was a dangerous situation, County Attorney Ryan said in a press release. Arkema must take responsibility for its inability to assure the safety of the people in Crosby and those who protect them. As most everyone knows by now, the plant located about 30 miles southeast of Houston lost power during the heavy flooding. None of its backup plans worked, and they lost the ability to keep the volatile compounds stored there cool. The chemicals, more than 500,000 gallons of organic peroxide, started burning on August 31st. Ryan said the emissions violated the Texas Clean Air Act, and because waste from the facility spilled into a nearby waterway, the company violated the Texas Water Code as well. Authorities had set up a 1.5-mile perimeter outside the plant and evacuated residents, but the debris exceeded that arbitrary boundary. Ryan's press release said that besides seeking financial damages, his office wants the company to develop improved procedures, including better alerts to residents living nearby.
2 weeks ago today, 26 people were killed by a gunman at First Baptist Church in Sutherland Springs, Texas. 2 phones were discovered at the scene, an older push-button LG and what local news described as a blood-spattered Apple iPhone SE. Now local law enforcement has served Apple with a search warrant in order to retrieve information from the smartphone. The news has echoes of a recent spat between Apple and the FBI over a mass shooting in San Bernardino, California in late 2015. Apple appears to have been proactive this time around. The Tuesday following the murders, the FBI held a press conference noting the existence of one of 2 phones without revealing the make, as it didn't want to tell every bad guy out there what phone to buy, end of quote. As reported by the Washington Post, the mystery handset was indeed an iPhone. Apple reached out to law enforcement after the press conference, offering technical assistance in getting in the device. The company, it seems, could have provided help early on without much legal wrangling or more software controversial backdoors. Law enforcement has yet to contact the company for technical assistance in helping unlock the device. And Patrick.
Over the last 3 days, volunteers with the Refuge have put up 29,000 post-it notes in the windows of the West Elm in downtown Austin. That's an apartment complex. That's how many human trafficking victims there are in Texas, according to the University of Texas study. 86% of the kids who are being trafficked in Texas are from foster homes from the CPS system, according to Refuge Communications Director Stephen Flyer Phoenix. Quote, "These are some of the most vulnerable, most disposable kids, and no one is out there with them." To help, volunteers are opening the Refuge Ranch. It's expected to open in Austin next summer and will take in 50 sex trafficking victims, all those under the age of 20. They said in preparation they're asking people to purchase furniture and decorative items to help fill the ranch.
And a state campaign manager for Donald Trump, Ralph Shorty, is headed to prison for child sex trafficking. Shorty was caught in a hotel room with an underage boy. The former state senator pleaded guilty this week to charges that stemmed from a March 9th arrest. A report from the Oklahoman stated that Shorty admitted to paying the 17-year-old for sexual stuff when the two were caught together. He was also facing 3 charges of child pornography, but federal prosecutors agreed to drop those charges in exchange for his guilty plea. The report noted that Shorty had been in contact with the teen prior to the meeting, and the teen said he needed money for spring break. Shorty answered that he did not have any work for the boy, but asked if he would be interested in paying for sexual stuff. Shorty will now be required to serve a 10-year prison term, the mandatory minimum for child sex trafficking charges. He would still face up to life in prison.
Precinct 1's Park Smart project is making it easier for residents to enjoy parks and trails, not only in the precinct, but in the greater Houston region through the networks that are being developed. The first stage of the project will assess existing green spaces in the precinct, which is led by Commissioner Rodney Ellis and covers 375 square miles, including parts of urban Houston such as NRG Park Complex, the Texas Medical Center, and the University of Houston's main and downtown campuses. The initiative also involves workshops with communities starting in December. Ellis said they will inform residents about what they have now and also ask for their input on what they would like in the future. They will see how far they are from a trail and how far they are from some public green space. Buyouts may be the result of Hurricane Harvey. If there is land that may be available that could be turned into green space, end of quote, Ellis told Houston Public Media. The project is in collaboration with the Houston Parks Board and the Trust for Public Land, and it's partially funded with a grant from the Houston Endowment. Precinct 1 currently owns and manages 22 parks, and the initiative is scheduled to be completed in early 2019.
And now we're going to go to a report from Richard Hanna. We're not going to be able to get to the whole thing, but it's a roundtable on Colin Kaepernick, so we're going to play that for you now. And thank you from the People's News on behalf of Patrick, Doc Pete, and myself, Stacey Davis. Peace out.